What's up with y'all? Yeah. It's getting worse, man. You know, the simping and the self entitlement, man, from like average and below females is ridiculous, man. Here in America, these females are not humble at all, man. I sense a lot of fucking humbleness from foreign women, bruh. The women in Thailand, they're a lot more humble. They'll speak to you, even if they're up there in the ranks, okay? Even if they're beautiful, they'll still speak to you, you know, versus, American women, if they're up there in the ranks, they won't return your fucking, uh, they won't return your goddamn text, man. You know what I'm saying? They won't even respond to you. That's how much simping, you know, that's how much damage simping has done, man, to these females' ego. In Thailand, don't get me wrong, there's a few of them that got ego and shit. Like if they're a perfect 10, yeah, they got ego in Thailand, okay? But let me tell you, if she's an 8 or a 7, let's put it this way, if she's below an 8, if she's an 8 and below, man, she gonna respond to you, man. You see what I'm saying? Versus America, bruh, you can't even get a response from an 8 unless you got some type of status or money or you super good looking. Nowadays you have to be a fucking 8, 9, or a 10 guy to like have a good sex life. Okay, you know, there's been articles on the sexlessness in America. America is heading toward a disaster just like Japan. It's heading toward a total disaster, just like Japan. And Japan is already in a disastrous state. Okay, Japan is already nearly destroyed. Like in the next 20 years, the population there will be so low that they will be begging for foreigners to come in to procreate with them. You see what I'm saying? They try to save the Japanese race, man, because you know there's not a whole lot of sex going on in Japan right now, man. In America, we heading toward that same fate, man. You know, if we don't get rid of these date naps, you see what I'm saying? You see, if you remove if you remove the fucking date naps, right? If you remove the date naps, it will force women to lower their standards back to where they should be. Okay? It will force women to go out and search for men instead of staying at home swiping right and swiping left. And mostly swiping left and shit. You know what I'm saying? You get rid of the date naps, things will start to go back to being, face to face again. Females, they won't have access to Chad and Tyrone. So they were forced to go back to their face match. Okay? And females never, hardly ever fucking date low, below them and shit. If they do, it's to get the fucking, control in the relationship, man. You see what I'm saying? Totally ridiculous, man. Totally ridiculous. Oh my god. Oh, It can only get worse from here, in America when it comes to dating. If they keep coming out with, you know, dating apps and shit like that, man, you know, America's dating would never bounce back from that. America's dating would never ever bounce back from that shit, bro. The problem is, you know, the dating apps, bro. Ever since the dating apps been out, motherfuckers been struggling, man. But you know what? It's forcing us to fucking self improve and move out of the U.S. That's what it's doing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's forcing us to get our bread up and go elsewhere. You see what I'm saying? There's tons and tons of men who have left because they were struggling in the dating market, bro. Okay? There's tons and tons of dudes who had said, fuck that. I'm Audi 5000. You can keep this fucking country, Mr. Chad and Tyrone. You can keep this country, Mr. fucking leader, fucking leaderships. These motherfuckers, I swear to God, bro, like, they're not trying to do anything to try to help the men in this country, bro. Like, if you ain't, you know, balling out of control, bro, you're not gonna have access to like beautiful women at all unless you like top tier looks yourself. That's the only time you have access to beautiful women. That's funny because you go to different countries, man, and all you gotta do is have a stable job, making really good money or whatever, and you got access to like beautiful women. Like if you're, you know, a normie that's making like, shit, 70, 80,000 a year, bro. Oh man, you're gonna have women all over you, man. When you go to these countries, it's like the women there, they don't have high standards. You know, they don't have high standards in these countries, so you might want to check into like moving out of the U.S. because it can only get worse from here. It can only get worse. It's not gonna get any better. It's only gonna get worse. You see what I'm saying? And you wanna, make sure you stay, you know, trying to figure out a way to escape this place because it's gonna blow, man. It's gonna burst. It's gonna pop. You gotta run for your lives, man. All the guys who struggle in the dating market, bro, you should be looking elsewhere. And don't get your bread right and be like, man, I'm gonna stay here now. Nah, that's a good way to go broke. You know what I'm saying? You'll get way more women, and your fucking money will go way further in a different country. You might have to, you know, learn a new language. So what? To get that pussy, you eventually will learn. You know what I'm saying? You know, the women out there, man, they give you good sex too, man. I'm telling you, the women in third world, second world countries, these foreign nations, they give you good sex, busting all kinds of goddamn nuts every single goddamn day you would be. You see what I'm saying? They're not scared to have sex and shit, man. You know, like their country is a lot different. These foreign nations, these foreign nations are a lot different. Their situation is a lot different than America. Okay, women out there are somewhat oppressed in certain countries still. And which is a good thing because you see what happens when they get liberation. They turn around, and spit in your face. Okay, they turn around, spit in your goddamn face, man. So it's time to fucking move up out this country. It can only get worse from here. You gotta pack your bags, figure out what country you're gonna live in for the remainder of your life. Okay? You know? So with the Tinder, TikTok, OnlyFans, this shit is hurting the dating scene big time. And you know what? Society don't see it as a problem. Nobody's really talking about this shit, bro. Mainstream, they're not talking about it, bro. Only the fucking like YouTube community is talking about how bad dating is. But the elites and the motherfuckers on top, they're not talking about that shit, bro, because it don't affect them. You see, whatever affects the little people, you know, whatever affects the little people, they don't care about that. They only affect. I mean, they only like care when it affects their lives, and then they start making moves. Okay, like when the corona came over. Okay, they didn't see it as a threat at first, but then when motherfuckers started dropping like flies, and thousands of people were dying, that's when they started to take action. Okay, because they saw it as a threat to their lives as well. So some of the motherfuckers in power died of the coronavirus. Okay, so they said, "Oh, okay, you know, uh, it's gonna affect us, so we gotta get rid of this shit." You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like the little things that, oh well, it's big to us anyway. You know, the big things that affect us is little small things that they ignore. So you have to say, you know what? I'm tired of your fucking country. I'm tired of your entitled women. I'm tired of your fat women. I'm tired of fat feet. I'm tired of fat ankles. I'm tired of fat fingers. A lot of these females got fat fingers. I've been looking at fingers and shit lately. A lot of these overweight females got fat fingers, and I'm like, God damn, fat fingers too. Anyway, I'm in the video. You guys have a good day, man. I can't make this too long. You guys uh, hit the subscribe button, and donate to the channel. Peace out. Take care and bless.